jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀rọ̀ bá òbí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pé kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé, stress softly dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Kíbi tí ẹ là tẹ́lẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣé rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rí inú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn ń lò wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá tẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ a ò mọ̀nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura, pọ́sọ̀ ti jẹ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tí ẹ là tẹ́lẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ là tẹ́lẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tí a là tẹ́lẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti ṣe tó mọ̀ ńlá yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlà mi tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹ lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri àgbèrè tó wọ́n ti fi gbogbo bàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀.
Yes, good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to have you on another special edition of the Jagba Jantis Show. Thank you for connecting with me tonight, wherever you are listening from. I welcome you specially. And I remain your regular host, Akin. Let me see where my people are connecting from. I'm in Roti Yapa already. Whoa. Ọmọ ìyá mi lọkọ gbórí wọlé lónìí, ó gbàgà wá ni. Ẹ̀bùn bò ní oṣù wa, ilé ńkọ́, how everything dey. Ẹ̀gbọ́n came second. èèyàn kan bí tiyín lénìí o. Ẹ káalẹ́ ṣé wà dáadáa o. Good to have you on the show again tonight. Thank you for joining. Wòlíì rèé o. Wòlíì tó sin ọmọ jọlà. Àwọn ilé ń kọ yàtì. Wọ́n ń ta yàtì inú gìtá. Àwọn tó máa ń fẹ̀mí ṣọ́nà fún wa nìyẹn. How you doing, my brother? Mo kí yín o, hallelujah o, hallelujah o, hallelujah o, Hosanna. Yes, you're looking forward to the show. Well, Ọlọ́run tún fún wa sọ lálẹ́. Hey, my sister, Afunme. Ṣé wàá pa ẹ kalẹ́ o? Ó di fírífírí, kí ló ń wá fún mi rí yín gbòòrò ayé? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ṣé ń pẹ́ ẹ ti wọ detention? Torí bí àwọn wèrè fífù ṣe ń já àwọn èèyàn sínú gálò lẹ́njọ́ mẹ́ta yóò ti ẹ̀fẹ̀ yéèyàn mọ́. But great to have you on the show tonight. Thank you for connecting. Bàbá Ẹ̀là, mo kí yín o. Thank you for connecting o. Good to have you on the show, sir. Thank you very much. Aniki Shaya. Àwọn tó ń tọ́jú alóore nìyẹn. Alóore bá ti lọ nínú ẹ̀mí tó bá ti padà dé, àwọn ló ń po mílìkì àti mílò tó bá tìkì fún alóore. Àti gbogbo àwọn màsáàjì tálóore bá tún need láti fi tura. Àwọn tó ń handle ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Good to have you on my show again tonight, my sister. Thank you for connecting. My sister. Àwọn tèmi gangan nìyẹn. Larewaju Fatoba, thank you for connecting again tonight. God bless you for joining. Caught in traffic. Ṣé ti wá délé báyìí? Àbẹ́ ṣì wà lójú ọ̀nà? Well, ẹ máa délé láyọ̀. Afunme Justice Alayo. Àwọn ilé gangan ni repeated offender làwọn ilé. Wọ́n ṣe ń bọ́ ni wọ́n dá wọn padà síbẹ̀. Ó ní agbára, àwọn ilé iṣẹ́ wọn jù normal lọ. Anyway, great to have you on the show tonight, and finally you can, drop some comment. Right. Okay. The turn up tonight is quite impressive, and people are timely, and I have a feeling that this is a topic everyone here is interested in, and it's a topic that is very I would say touching to me, or personal to me, or concerning to me. And it's also a topic that I find that we don't talk about, especially within our own community. Well, what do we talk about anyway? Just like táwọn ìyá kan bá ti dé age kan tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ̀rọ̀ incoherently, tí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ̀rọ̀ in a confused state and everything like that. Ṣé la máa mú wọn síta, ta máa bọ́ṣọ lára wọn, ta máa dá òkò jọ fún wọn, ta máa ní àjẹ́ ni wọ́n pé wọ́n ń kà. It's the same as relates to so many other issues that we would rather treat culturally rather than having a global view about what is happening. Àwọn ìyá yẹn, some of them are just going through dementia. Àrùn ọjọ́ ogbó ló ń ṣe wọ́n, tó fi ń dín pé dà pé wọ́n kàn ń jarán, wọ́n máa sọ àwọn nǹkan míì tí ò make sense and all that. But in our environment, àwọn akọ òkúta la máa dájọ́ fún wọn, tá máa lẹ̀ wọ́n lóko, tá máa dáná sun ẹlòmíì, tá máa sọ pé Ọlọ́run ti má jẹ́, tá máa lọ church lọ ṣe Thanksgiving. Likewise, this particular topic, many of us will think, oh, it's a white man's issue, kò kàn wá dúdú and so forth. But unfortunately, it's a human thing. It affects everyone, and that's why I thought, you know what, let's have a look at it, and perhaps àwọn kan á tún gbà tú sílẹ̀ láyé alẹ́. And yeah, Tanmoturi Oluwafunminiyi Emmanuel, how you doing, my brother? Thanks for connecting tonight. I believe you are a first-time listener on the show, because I'm reading your comment for the first time. You are welcome. You know the drill on this platform. In this ministry, you don't collect that an offering. The only thing we require you to do is just to help us share the show. So as you are coming in, just share this show on your platforms, share it on your stories, invite somebody to connect, and that's the least you can do. But that small thing you've done, it is huge, because you don't know whose life you might be saving. Engineer Elijah, mo kí yín o, àwọn tó ń bá iná sọ̀rọ̀ rèé. Wọ́n bá iná sọ̀rọ̀, iná á gbọ́. Thank you for connecting, my brother. How you doing? Yeah, right. I believe more people will still join us on the way, and we don't waste time on the show. We get straight into it. Okay, ìyá mi ẹ ṣì wà lọ́nà. Ọlọ́run aṣọ ẹ̀ndé láyọ̀. Ẹ máa fetí kan bá lọ. We would accompany you on the way and make the journey very pleasant for you. So I put no traffic level, you have something to just take your mind off it, and have a pleasant journey till you get home. Right. Okay. Àwọn tí n bá tún rí tó bá tún dé, màá kí wọn. Oh, mo kí ẹ̀yin silent listener náà o, because àwọn kan wà bẹ́yẹn full stop lásán wọn ní filẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n tá bá pàdé ń gbòòrò la máa gbọ́ à ń gbọ́ show yín, máa wẹ̀ pé ẹ̀yin náà, so mo kí ẹ̀yin náà o, silent listener. I greet you very, very well. Thank you for always tuning in, even if you don't contribute or see anything. Mo kí yín specially. God bless you. Àwọn orí YouTube, mo kí ẹ̀yin náà o, ìfojú pa yín rẹ́ o. Ẹ̀yin orí Twitter, mo kí ẹ̀yin náà o. Wherever you're listening from, I greet you specially. Thank you for connecting. Hey, my brother, D-Law. Àwọn D-Law nìyẹn. Àwọn ni wọ́n wà nídìí gbogbo mátà tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Àwọn ni wọ́n yanjú gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. D-Law, thank you for taking time out of, gbogbo ẹjọ́ tó wà in court láti wá. And mo kí yín for the breakthrough tẹ́ tún nísìn, torí a lè máa wọ aṣọ ogun wá sínú ilé ẹjọ́ ńsìn. Kẹ́ gbé olóńdé àtúnfúnpá, kẹ́ sán bàǹtẹ́, on top of your legal gown. Kẹ́ dẹ̀ tún fi ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ oyè sọ́rùn, kẹ́ wọnú ilé ẹjọ́ lọ. Gbogbo nǹkan ló ti rọrùn sìn, thanks to the Supreme Court judgment. D-Law, mo kí yín o. Everybody máa sínwín papọ̀ ni, kò sí pé èèyàn kan fẹ́ dá sínwín alone. Kí gbogbo àjọ sínwín pọ̀. Ẹ tí mọ nǹkan kan. Àní Kìsáyà, àwa máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ tá a bá gbórí wọlé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí yín rí. Bọ́dọ̀jọ́ mélòó tá a ti rí yín gan. But lénìí, I hope ẹ máa keep ibẹ̀ yẹn kó máa gbóná gan. wọ́n gbé àmọ́ra wọ̀wọ́ ojú lásán ò ṣe mọ́ sìn ojú lásán ò ṣe mọ́ o ìwọ má dira o ikú pa ẹ́ má dira o inú ayé tó jẹ́ pé agejù ni ìwọ má dira. Right, abiabu, okay. ẹ kú ìmú nǹkan jẹ o. Yes, everybody wants to be mad in Naija. Àwọn èèyàn ti ṣí eré. Naija ò normal mọ́. Àwọn oríṣiríṣi àwọn ìròyìn kàyéfì làwa ń rí tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gan-an. Anyway, let's get into it. What do we have for tonight? The discussion for tonight is what I titled Midlife Crisis. I'm very, very sure that many people on this platform, people listening to me now, and people that will listen later must have heard about this before. And, oftentimes we joke about it. Bàbá ríyàn kan tó bí bákan máa níyà. Midlife crisis is setting fún and things like that. And also the idea we have about, this particular word, it's dark, it's gloomy, there's nothing positive in it. And so tonight I want us to look at it from the scratch. Just pretend as if you don't know anything about it. And when I say that, what I'm trying to say is that you should open your mind and listen to this from a clear perspective, like without bias. Okay. And then we would also I would also bring a twist to it where I'll weave a bit of positivity into this. So it won't be entirely gloomy. It won't be something that, everybody dread. We would see it from a perspective of opportunity rather than a dead end. Okay? We would go home or end the show with an impression that this is just a slump and not a permanent state or phase of one's life. That is what I hope to achieve at the end of the discussion. Okay, and that's why in my caption for the show on Facebook, I said, "What if it is not midlife crisis, but a second opportunity to live the life you had always wanted to live?" You see, the way we look at things in life determines the result we get. When you see situations and all you see is negativity, then that's all it will deliver to you. But when you see a problem, look deeper within that problem, you see opportunity in it. Even if it's just an opportunity to grow or to learn, then you've turned that, problem, that negativity, you've picked out something positive out of it, and that would help you to go through that situation and come out at the end of the day, better off. That is the difference between going through issues and growing through issues. You can go through things and you can grow through things. It depends on your mindset. It depends on what you see, and it depends on what you open yourself to. And so let's go back to the beginning. Um, I would want to separate these two words at the start. Midlife crisis. For now, I want us to, you know, put the crisis aside for now. Let's forget about that word crisis for now. Torí ẹ pé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀rù ni, wàhálà ni. So let's put it aside for now. And I will bring it later, or I will introduce it later. But for now, let's start with midlife. Midlife or middle age, right? And I build it up from there. Now, midlife is a phase of our life where we are looking back and at the same time looking forward. So it's a phase of deep reflection. It's a phase when we're looking back at how we have lived our life. We're looking at missed opportunities. We're looking at things that we failed to achieve. We're looking at how our life just flew by. And some will look at this view maybe with fond memories, with relief, and some, all that will come to their mind is just regret, disappointment, anger, pain. Now, as they're looking backward, we're also looking forward at the same time. You're looking ahead and you are thinking, what is left? What's left of my life? What can I do with the remaining, time I have left? You see uncertainty. You see limitations because you're getting old and your body can, respond as it used to be back in those days. You're aging. Sicknesses are showing up here and there, age related illnesses are coming up here and there. You are seeing, your body becoming weaker by the day. You're seeing, wrinkles all over you. Your body is changing, and in your mind you're thinking, oh, my best years are behind me now. And you don't just you're not filled with enthusiasm with you know with what you have ahead of you. It's also a time when people just feel, you know purposeless. So what do I do now? How do I spend the rest of my life? So technically, this phase is a phase that I consider, um, a phase that we are faced with complex emotions. All kind of things are going on mentally. You look back, you know, you can't really do anything with with what has happened in the past, you know, because it's gone. These are the times you ask yourself if you could have, made a different choice, if you could have chosen a different, profession, if you could have lived in another country, if you could have taken a different path. This is the time you will regret opportunities that you didn't, take, that could have, maybe given you a better life. And others might have it, very, very good, and have good memories, everything, it's been they lived, so to say. And then when you look forward, you see a bleak future. You don't know what lies ahead. You're aging, you're weak now. You can't bounce around like you used to do. And your opportunities are limited, because we live in a society where, as you age, opportunities become limited for you. It's a society that thrives on youthfulness, you know. So you start to feel, left out. That is the midlife. Like I said earlier, some people think, oh, it has nothing to do with, dudu. It's a white man thing. No, it's human thing. Everyone goes through it, male, female. And this is a time when, female especially start experiencing, drastic changes in their body. Start putting on weight, start, experiencing menopause, and all kind of things are happening. This is also a time when, people start feeling dissatisfied with their relationship. They're having, low sexual drive. They're In their mind, they're thinking of, other options, and a lot is just going on. It's a state of complex emotion, like I said earlier. Usually, when do they start? It varies from, individuals, but ideally, this is known to start around, maybe 40 years to 65 years. Some people might start earlier than that. Some people might start experiencing this phase of life earlier than that. Say people who had a very good start in life. You know, láti kékeré nǹkan ti sáré work fún wọn, ó ti dán fún wọn, and in their late 30s, 37, 38, wọ́n ti reach peak of their careers. They can start experiencing this phase of life around that time. And it might last longer in the life of some other people, the way they handle it, and probably, maybe they didn't peak on time. So look at footballers, for example. A typical footballer starts to peak around 29, 30. And by 33, 34, they don't get contract anymore. If you're extremely good, you might be getting just, 1 year contract. So there's no more job security, so to say. From that, once they clock 30, many of them start to experience this problem. Mentally, they start to lose it because they're thinking ahead. What's there for me now? What do I do with the rest of my life? Because many of them outside football, they can't do anything else. They start playing from young. It's only recently that, we have many of them now, picking up some other careers alongside football. So some are in uni studying accounting, some are studying law, different kind of courses like that. And the ones that are not, book savvy, amongst them, are having their hands in some other things like coaching, like punditry, like, um, um, what do you call this? Fitness training and all kind of things like that. They're starting to prepare for life outside football. And for those who don't know what to do, they get into this phase of life, they're confused, they're sad, they're down, and some of them just slide into, what we term as a crisis. Because some of the symptoms or some of the signs that are evident in this period are signs that are related to depression. For people who within this phase couldn't manage or handle themselves properly, you see them just, taking up certain vices. Because when they see a loss of life purpose, when they see that they don't have anything to live for really, they start experiencing that decline in happiness. What used to give them satisfaction in life is, going to be taken away from them. They can't move like they used to anymore, and what they love doing, they can't do it anymore, and they have nothing else. Then they start waking up every day to frustration, boredom. Before you know it, some start drinking, taking drugs, and start looking unkept. Look at most of those footballers. You won't believe, just 1 year after retirement, they just go twice their size. And you wonder, what are they feeding them? This guy retired last year. He's bloated up now. You see some of them, you think, why is he even dressed like this with all the money they have? This is because they're experiencing less motivation now. They don't have any goals to pursue anymore. They're no longer engaged in the activities they used to enjoy. All they experience now is just anger, mood changes, irritation, sadness. And this is where the crisis lies. And all these things I listed are feelings of depression. And some, it's not down to a decline in their professional career that led them to this. It is not um, loss of job or anything like that. It could be loss of family ones. They could be down with age-related illness. It could be a feeling of loneliness when their kids start leaving the house, because it will get to a time, your kids will want to be on their own. And for many people who are so attached to their children, that thought alone is killing. And so this is it. This is when it dawned on some people, and they go, "Wow, what was left? How do I do this? How do I go about this?" And some don't even feel nothing; just keep going. And some are feeling some of these things I've described now, but they don't even know this is what they're going through. And some have partners who are showing some of the signs I've mentioned so far, but they don't understand that this is what they're going through, so they don't know the kind of help or support to offer them. They just think it's starting to act weird now, you know, it's starting to, just behave differently. And you don't even know what's happening. You talk to them, sometimes they can't, gather their thoughts to be able to tell you what they're going through, because some of them don't even know that this is what they're dealing with. And sometimes you see this is also a phase when relationship breaks down the most. This is a phase where you see um, people starting to live again or act like they're still in their teens. Ibi time ilẹ̀ máa rí bàbá àgbàlagbà kan, bàbá 60, 70 tó máa lọ fẹ́ ọmọ bíi 18, 17. Ibi ilẹ̀ ti máa rí àwọn ìyá kan tó jẹ́ pé pé màmá ayé yẹ kẹ́ ẹ fílẹ̀ fáwọn grandchild yín ni, but màmá gan ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lọ tíntín irun, ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ya pattern sí, ó ní kán báwọn ya star sí ẹ̀yìn ibi ṣáìdì ọgọ́rùn. Àwọn pé kí ni ó ń ṣe mọ́mì báyìí. This is a phase of their life where they are trying to find something to excite them, something eventful to look forward to, something to live for. So, how long does one stay in this phase of life for? It varies. There's no set time. Some can enter it and come out quickly, depending on, how quickly they are able to identify their issues and deal with it. And some can be in it for as long as possible, especially where as they are sorting one issue, another one is coming up. So this is a crisis period. But the twist I want to bring to it is the research done on happiness, which is called the U curve. The research says our happiness starts to decline from the early stage of adulthood. And by the time we get to, you know, say 40s or late 40s, it reaches its lowest point. And then when it gets to that point, it starts to rise again. So this suggests, that this phase of life, it's not permanent. It's just a dip. It's just momentarily. No matter how difficult and unpleasant it might be, you will come out of it. And instead of you focusing on the word crisis, instead of you piling up more complication with the way you have set your mind, program your head, and making this phase really, really tough and difficult, and even making it last longer than it should, it's a period where you should quickly identify the issues you're dealing with. Let's call them triggers. Things that send you into this, state of mind. And then see how best you can deal with them. See how best you can fill probably a void that has been left in your life. See how best you can deal mentally with the fact that as you age, it's normal for you to for your body not to function the way it used to. It is normal for sicknesses to pop up here and there. That comes with age. There's nothing you can do, with that other than acceptance. And then taking practical steps to stay active, to, keep yourself fit, and then focus on things that you eat and things like that. Right. When I marked my 40th birthday few years back, I wrote a note to myself. Incidentally, I think that time coincided with the period I was just, coming out myself from, you know, issues I've been dealing with and, working my way out. So I wrote a note to myself, and I'll read the note to your hearing tonight, which is how I would say um, has been my map to dealing with my own dip in happiness or in this phase of life. I meant every single word that I wrote in this note to myself, and I've been living by every word in that note. And here is the note to myself. I wrote, the next phase of my life must be better. I must get it right. I have made a lot of mistakes in this first phase. I have been indecisive many times. I have taken too many wrong turns. I have compromised my own standards severally. I have tarried in the company of fools. I have waited on others to do things for me. I have begged for what is rightfully mine. And I've hurt myself many a times trying to please others. I now understand the people of this world better and how to deal with them. Now I will only offer my time to people who are deserving of it and can guarantee the return of its worth. Now you will only find me in the company of those who are on a journey, not those who have reached their destinations. I am now fully equipped with all I need to make the next phase of my life count, which are a beautiful family, a supportive wife, a better understanding and relationship with God, and most importantly, a body full of scars. Now I know what matters, who matters, and when things matter. I now know what I want, and gracefully, there's still time on my side to pursue and get it. Cheers to a new year and another chance for me to get it right. The worst is over. See you at the top. That was the letter I wrote to myself. And I have stuck to every single word in that note. I live my life intentionally because I can tell you for a fact that the first 40 years of my life, I have lived according to the dictate of other people. I've always wanted to please other people. It has always been what other people want, what the society wants. How can I conform? It has always been instructions, order. I haven't lived my own life. And when I got to that point, I said, you know what? Enough is enough. I cannot continue like this. I need to have a second attempt at life. I don't want to drop my head. I want to try and leave now. And of course, when you make a resolution like this, it brings you at, crosshead with a lot of people close to you. They start looking at you like you're acting strange because you're not doing what you used to do. You're not hanging with the people you used to hang with. Things that you just say yes to. Now, no is a word you use the most. Now you recognize that no is actually a positive word. Now you are bold to demand for what is yours. Now you no longer dance to the tune of other people, as long as you are not hurting them with the choices you're making. They don't need to accept what you're doing. Now you only inform people who are necessary to be informed. You don't take permission from them. That's the difference. Before you seek permission before you do things. Now you only inform them if they need to be informed because you live your life. And for me, I'm now more protective of my space and my time. Oh, let me see. Some comments are coming in here. 45 to 60 years. Yes, I mean that is like the average, period, 40 to 65. Some experience it, earlier than this period, and some it lasts longer than that. It depends on when you enter this phase, and how quickly you peak, and when you dip, you know. Um oh, that's a great letter. Thank you very much. Oh, you missed the letter. Do you want me to read it again? Please drop in the comment if you want me to read it again. Otherwise, I might just okay, you know what? Instead of reading it, let me let me post it. Instead of reading it, let me post it so that everyone can see it. Let me post the letter. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the letter. It's there in the comment. Is there a way I can? Yes, I can pin this. So I've pinned it. Everyone should be able to see it. Let me see this one. So um I've posted it and I've pinned it. So everyone would. Can I show it here? Yeah. If I try to show it here, it won't show everything. So, but it's there in the comment, and I've pinned it, so everyone should be able to see it. Right. So the reason why I cited that letter was the first thing you need to do is you need to first of all understand what you're dealing with. This is not a time to hide. This is not a time to ignore those feelings because they will be there and they are valid feelings. They are valid. They're not things to ignore. They're not things to assume or they don't exist or I will just brush them aside or whatever thing like that. No. They are feelings that are valid. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with you for feeling like that. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everyone will get to that point where you have to reflect. It's a way of measuring your growth. Take me back so years with what I know now. Would I still make the same decisions? Will I still make the same choices? Will I have gone through the same way? Will I have kept the same friends? Will I have chosen the same career? These are valid questions. It's a point of reflection because they would help you to build a better future for yourself. Because the same way you're looking at the back, you're also looking forward. But what you're seeing ahead of you is just purposelessness. You're thinking it's over. What can I do at this age? You look at yourself in the mirror and you think, who will love me the way I look? My chins are dropping. I'm piling up weight. I don't look that I used to look before. Now I'm having wrinkles. Who wants to hang around with me? Who wants to be my friend? Who will employ me? Those are the things you're seeing ahead. Every day you wake up, the first thing that you feel is pain, body pain, bone pain. And you're thinking, how do I survive the day? And in your mind, this will get worse as you grow older. And then you look around you and you see the kids that you spent the entire, of your youthful age to look after, telling you, you know, they're living. They first go to uni and they don't want to come home. They come, they spend 1 week, they're back, and gradually you see less and less and less and less of them. And you begin to ask yourself, was it worth it? Because while you were raising them, you couldn't leave. Now they are fully raised, they're gone. And the void is there. What do you do? So all these feelings are valid. All these things are normal. You can't ignore them. But then what you need to do is to quickly identify what these things are. Like I did in my case. I know what my issues were. Looking back upon my reflection, those are the things I must not carry forward into the next phase. If it will make me losing friends, make me losing families, make me losing whatever, I don't care. I want another attempt at life. I want to live. So once you are able to identify these issues, like I always say, anything that you can identify, anything you can describe, anything that you can give a name to has a solution. Gbogbo àìsàn tó bá lórúkọ lóògùn tó lè gbọ́. Or at worst, it has a way it can be managed. So as your emotions are rising, as you are all over the place and things like that, you must handle this phase carefully so it doesn't spiral into a crisis where you begin to act abnormal. Tó máa rọ́ sí ẹ lórí. So as you are looking at the regret from your past or things that didn't go well, you are also looking at things that you can fix going forward. It's just, the way we have been wired. When we read certain things on the news, we read of people who at 60, after having, children and stuff like that, are just saying, you know what, they're changing their sexual orientation. Irú ìranù wo leléyìí, irú àbàṣà wo leléyìí? No, because you are not in that person's shoes. It's only when you understand this kind of discussion we're having tonight, and you live with an open mind, you'll be able to understand where those people are coming from. I'm not saying, agree with them. I'm not saying pattern your life like that. I'm not saying make the same choices they made, but I'm saying their feelings are valid. They are valid feelings. And the choice you saw them make was them finding a resolution to issues that they are dealing with within that phase. The decision they've taken is them having another attempt at life so that their happiness can start to peak again. This is the time you see some people just resign their employment, take their pension, sell their property, and go buy themselves, a holiday home somewhere, or just build themselves a country home somewhere, something very small, peaceful, and they start to live differently. I hear my wife, ẹni dẹ̀ fi ṣẹlẹ̀ ní oil company, ó dẹ̀ lọ ń gbé nínú igbó ni òun nìkan ní ṣá. Tẹ bá dẹ̀ lọ kí bẹ̀ dẹ̀ máa rí pé ó kàn dẹ̀ lẹ́ran, ó ládìyẹ, ó lẹ́lẹ́dẹ̀, ó lájá, ó dẹ̀ wà happy. But in your mind, you can't figure it out. If you high paying job, whatever, you don't know what that this person is dying. The pressure is tearing them apart. What they dread so much is what they took decision on. Because at that age, they're scared. I've still got mortgage. If they sack me at work, I'm finished. No money, no this, no that. That's what they're dealing with every single day, and they're slipping into depression. But one day they just summon the courage and say, you know what? Babioshi, they resign the job, get the entitlement, sell that stupid mortgage that is even want to kill them, giving them pressure all the time that is not making them to rest, pack all the money together, and go and live the kind of life they want to live. And every day they wake up, they see the sun, they feel nature, they eat what they want, they can move around freely, and they are happy. taking a step like that will nourish your soul. When your soul is well nourished, it strengthens your body. You don't fall sick when you are mentally intact. Every single day, you're strong, you're agile. You see, some people just live that flashy life they're living and go and start, they set up. It might just be a children's center or foundation or whatever thing like that, and start pouring what they have to humanity. That is them having a purpose to live for. Now they have something that wakes them up every morning. They have something that keeps them alive daily. When they're going to bed, they have something that will wake that they wake up to the next day. Now they have a drive. Now they have a purpose. So what I'm saying in essence is, you don't just stay stuck in this period and wallow in pain and anger and anguish till you slip into depression and all kind of sicknesses pile up on you there, or you just die prematurely. What you do is you look on the brighter side of life. See this phase as a phase that is offering you another opportunity to live the best of your life. Look at Richard Branson and the rest of them. All the things you see them, putting nose into, putting hand into, and things like that. There are ways for them to get out of this phase of life. Now they have a drive, they have a purpose. Wọ́n ti wo borí ilẹ̀ ayé tán, wọ́n ti lọ sábẹ́ omi, wọ́n ti rí. They have, they go surfing. They have things that occupies their time. Something more interesting. Not just the same thing that is killing you. You have to face. This is a phase of your life that you face your fear. Things that you dread the most. You confront it and find a solution to it. This is a phase. No man sọ pé èèyàn ò kì í dákẹ́ kú. This is the only attempt at life that you have. You live it once. Bó tiẹ̀ máa padà wá, it's another existence for you. Ó lè jẹ́ obìnrin ló máa wá. Ó lè jẹ́ ìlú ibòmíì ló máa gbà lórí. But ayé kan tó kọ́kọ́ ní iná. This is a phase that is throwing you an opportunity, a lifeline to try it again. Ṣíṣe is not over. It's all about your mindset. But what people tarry so long in this phase because they are ignoring these feelings. They're ignoring it. They're scared to even, to deal with this thing. If you have partners, this is a time to be very supportive of them. This is a time to help them open up and discuss this phase with you. This is not a time to judge them. This is not a time to pile emotional misery on them. This is a time to be open-minded with them, to understand. Tí wọ́n bá ti débẹ̀, wọ́n náà ṣì débẹ̀. oyè tó kanra wo ni ó ń bọ̀ wá kanra ẹ̀ dẹ̀. So instead of you just thinking, oh, their behavior is strange, oh, they're not even behaving like they used to, they did. A lot is going on in their mind. They wish somebody's around them that understand what they're going through. They're scared to even say some of these things. They are scared because some of the things that are going on in one's mind and some of the steps you want to take, they'll think you are mad. They'll think you are mad. And that's why many don't even talk and talk and ṣe gangan wọ́nranwọ̀nran káàkiri and wọ́n wá pẹ́ ní fèsì yẹn gan. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa rá wọn míì pápápá wọ́n ti make decision. Ẹni tí ẹ̀kan já wọ́n ti já, ẹni tí ẹ̀kan move wọ́n ti move, ẹni tí ẹ̀kan they make it, and that's why they can peak in their happiness again. Otherwise, you will be there in the bottom. And no small step. Don't consider any step as too small. Every decision you make towards, you having another attempt at life, it's a positive step. Àwọn tó ti ń sọ no fún tẹ́lẹ̀ tó mọ̀ pé just nonsense gbogbo nǹkan tẹ̀ I'm sorry, àwọn tó máa ń sọ yes fún tẹ́lẹ̀ tó dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé kò sí nǹkan tó ń tibẹ̀ jáde, just tell them, you know what, I'm not interested. It's as simple as that. Ó já àwọn weight kan kúrò ní àwọn bùkátà kan tó gbé tó yẹ kó fẹ́ gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀ tó dẹ̀ ń wò pé look, I need relief. Then give yourself relief. Give yourself relief. Be free. Live. Stop thinking, ó ti dàgbà. Just like when I got married. When I got married, people around me then thought, you know what, ó ti marry sí o, kò yẹ kó bá wọn tó ń bá rìn yẹn mọ́ o. Báyìí ló ṣe yẹ kó máa múra sí o kankan mẹ́. Mo kàn wá pé kí n gbogbo wàhálà yé. So tí wọ́n bá ti marry nísìn kó a máa wọ agbádá kiri, kó níkùn, kó máa sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú ohùn, kó máa pe gbogbo èèyàn ní àbúrò mi o. Àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ tó ń bá rìn tẹ́lẹ̀ torí pé àwọn èèyàn ò tí ì marry, kó má bá àwọn èèyàn rìn mọ́. No, I don't want that weight. It's unnecessary. I don't want it. Àwọn kan tó ń pààyàn kú lọ nìyẹn. So people put imaginary load and luggages on us or àwa náà through people's expectation, trying to satisfy them, seeking validation from other people. A máa kó oríṣiríṣi ẹrù léra wa lórí. Ara wa ni wá. I'm too old to do this. Oh, no, it's not for me. No. And as such, you are stuck in this phase. But when you see this phase differently, when you don't focus all the time on my age, this is what it requires for me, this is what it requires we do, this is what, all those things are just social expectations. You don't have to pattern your life according to, social expectation. You must be intentional about your life. You must know what you want and you go for it. As long as you don't hurt other people in the process. As long as you don't earn your own smile at the expense of other people. as long as you don't make others cry for you to laugh, then nothing should be stopping you. Then look around you. Look at what you have that can help you, propel you, into that future that you want. It cannot all just be gloom around you. There are things that you have around you that you don't even consider to be, something worth of anything. I mentioned in my letter, I now have a body full of scars. These are wounds that have healed up. So I'm not carrying pains around, I'm just carrying scars around. And each of these scars tells me something. So the more scars I have on me, the more experience I have to navigate my future. So instead of you looking at those scars with hurt and pain and remembering, Lágbájá ló ṣe báyìí fún mi, tàbí ló ṣe báyìí fún mi, why don't you convert those scars to experiences that you can use to move forward in life? Why don't you take those things as positive? Positive. Instead of looking at them all the time with hate, with pain, and trying to get back at these people. That's you still looking back. Let the past stay in the past. Now you want to enjoy the rest of the life ahead of you. So these things that have happened, egbò ni now, ó ti san, ṣùgbọ́n àpá ẹ̀ máa wà ńbẹ̀. Àpá yẹn kàn sọ fún ẹ wípé, you know what, nǹkan báyìí ló ṣe ẹ̀ tó fi rí lé, experience yẹn ló need láti tẹ̀síwájú láyé. Like I said at the start, the way you look at things determines the result you will get. If everything you see is negativity, is pain, is misery and all that, that is what you always experience. But when you look at things and you can always bring positivity out of it, you can always bring opportunity out of things, then you will benefit where others are complaining. Because nothing just happens. Everything happens for a reason. And when things happen in our lives, especially chaos, it's telling us something. Let me try and pull up. Wow. I wrote something a few years back about chaos. Let me pull it up, and hopefully we can also learn from that. I'll pull it up and I'll read it to you. Right. This was also a moment of reflection in my life. So when I reflect like that, it's either I put it into a song or I put it into a writing. That's how I expend my energy. I always try to convert my negative energy into something positive. It took me a while to realize it. But over time, I realized that I was just burning my energy in the wrong way. I have to do something positive with them. So sometimes in moments like this, that's when the best of my creativity comes out. I write songs, I write words, I just do things. Otherwise, those moments will be gone and they don't add anything to your life. So I wrote this about chaos. And I read, I've come this far, riding on the waves of chaos. I've been knocked off course the flow of life's comfort, time after time. With the thrashing torrent of despair beating up my soul. In those desperate moments, I learned to stop fighting and befriend the turbulence. In those desperate moments, I learned to stop flailing around and just go with the flow, else I sink. These moments are telling me something, and I need to listen. These moments are the disruptive force pushing me into the next phase of my life, and I need to yield. I've come this far, riding on the waves of chaos. Oftentimes we see discomfort, we see chaos, we see unpleasant situations as something we don't want to deal with. We see them as an outcome that we don't want in our lives. So what do? We struggle with it and try to force an outcome that pleases us. And this is why many of us spend so much time in problems. This is why many of us are stuck in a terrible situation for a very long time. Because we are trying to manipulate the situation and force an outcome that we desire. But when you understand that these things happen, storm, chaos, all these things are part of our existence. These are forces beyond our own control that will steer the course of our life. You have to come to a point in life that you will accept it. You have to accept it. It's a fact that anything that needs to go wrong in life will go wrong, for everything that needs to go right to go right. Everything that needs to go wrong in life will go wrong, for what needs to go right in your life to go right. So when situations like this arise in your life, the first thing that should come to your mind is, okay, what is this situation telling me? Àròkọ ni ó ń sọ̀rọ̀. This is the time tí yẹ kó farabalẹ̀. Kí ló ń pàkíyèsí mi sí? Kí ni mo ṣe? Kí ni mo ń láti mọ̀? Òwe ni àṣírí lá wà nínú nǹkan tó ń là kọjá yẹn that will help propel you to the next phase of your life. Tó o bá farabalẹ̀, you miss the lesson. If you are forcing the outcome that you desire, you will end up destroying your life. So tó bá farabalẹ̀, òye á yé ẹ, wàá mọ ìdí tí àwọn kankan fi ṣẹlẹ̀. There are mistakes that happen in our life that you did everything possible to avoid it, but ó ṣẹlẹ̀. Farabalẹ̀, ó ní ìdí tó fi ṣẹlẹ̀. There are mistakes, genuine mistakes, honest mistakes that I've made. Tó yẹ pé ńgbà tó ṣẹlẹ̀, mo fẹ́ lè máa gbéra mi ṣépè. Pé why tí mo máa ń wọnú wàhálà all the time. But guess what? 3 years after, situation yẹn wúlò fún mi láti tẹ̀síwájú. I'm telling you real story. Mistake tí mo gbéra mi ṣépè fún eventually became a solution for me nígbà tí mo dé stage kan tí mo há pátápátá. So let's not always look at everything from the perspective of pain, misery, crisis, wahala, didi. And I'm not referring to things that you deliberately bring upon yourself. Because you see, in life, you have a part that you can control, and you have a part that is outside your control. You see, the part that you can control is what you should focus on, and make sure you make decisions with deep thought behind them. Always think through situation and ensure that you ultimate consequences in nǹkan tó ń ṣe kó tó take decision. So what I'm saying in essence is the part you can control it to the best of your ability. Ó ní kó focus lé lórí. You see those parts that you can't control, leave it. Àwọn yẹn á ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ pẹ̀lú tó ti ṣe dáadáa tó lè control. If those parts you can't control are going horribly wrong, just ìwọ kan máa wòran. Ó nídìí tó fi ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Wà á dẹ̀ rí ibi tó máa yà padà sí. It's just like you finding yourself in the middle of an ocean with storm, smashing your little boat here and there. Eventually, you fell into the water and stuff like that. If you can just get yourself back in the boat and rest yourself. Wave yẹn máa gbà síbí gbà sọ̀n, gbà síbí gbà sọ̀n, gbà síbí gbà sọ̀n. Eventually you will find out wípé pẹ̀lú gbogbo jìgìjìgì gbàgbàgbà everything yẹn wà suddenly bára ẹ̀ ní seashore tó fẹ́ lọ náà. Á gbé ẹ débẹ̀. Ìgbọ̀n by the time tó jump kúrò nínú bóòtù yẹn tó fẹ́ máa swim fúnra ẹ̀ tó fẹ́ máa swim fúnra ẹ̀ nínú omi yẹn máa overpower ẹ̀. Ààrẹ ẹ̀ wàá mọ omi yóò wàá dẹ̀ kù sínú omi. But if you can just bear with that storm, if you can just let it carry you, if you can just be patient, kó farabalẹ̀ kó wo nǹkan kí ló ń pàkíyèsí ẹ̀ sí. Nínú àkíyèsí yẹn ibẹ̀ ló ti máa rí ọ̀nà láti tẹ̀síwájú. So, to go back to what I'm saying, you need to run through this period in just 3 stages. Stage 1 is for you to understand what are the concerns. Kí làwọn nǹkan tó ń da ẹ lọ́kàn rú nínú season yìí? What are those things you are not happy about? What are those things that that are causing you fear going forward? And then you move to the second stage where you manage this crisis because the emotions are tearing you apart. This is when you begin to consider those things that you have that can be useful for you. This is the time when you start thinking of decisions that you have to make. This is time you start considering options that can fill up the void that you are feeling in your life. You start thinking of, new choices you can make, things you can engage on, new life that you can explore, new passion, new friends you can make. Even if it requires you changing your location, relocating somewhere else, having a fresh start, having a fresh outlook about life. And then you have the last stage, which is the stage of resolution. This is the stage that you come, you know, into that state of comfort with yourself. You begin to accept the new you. You begin to accept the new future that is opening up ahead of you. This is the time you don't care anymore what people are saying, because now the spotlight, you've brought it back upon yourself. Before we go, okay, maybe not even before we go, I also wrote another song that I titled I Am Free. If you will permit me, um let me play the song for you. And let me see. Just bear with me. And what I just want you to focus on are the wordings of the song. The lyrics. If there's a need, I might have to pause the song at some point to, maybe explain some of the words I mean in those in the song. It was a point in my life I reached when I wrote this song. A point that, you know what, fuck everybody else. Pardon my French. I don't. Now it's me. And the caption I gave to the song, I'm coming. Just one moment. The caption I gave to the song is, "This is a freedom anthem for people who are tired of blending with the crowd. A song for those who have determined to come out of a prison of pretense and live their dreams, not minding the jeers of the crowd. If indeed you have conquered the demon called fear, then raise the chorus. I am free." It's on YouTube. You can, watch it there. Just type Akin Vogue, I am free. And the song will come up. But let me play this song for you guys here to hear. It's just the lyrics I want you to listen to and pick one or two things that you think is useful for you there. I don't fly I am free. Multi do minera motiva. I am free. Multi do minera motiva. Identity jai. Multi do minera motiva. Identity jai. Multi do minera motiva. I am free. I am exhausted from trying to blend up with the crowd, so I am placing the spotlight back on myself. I no longer wanna be a prisoner of pretense, so I am shaking the shackles off from my feet. Moti dominera, to become I wanna be. Moti dominera. ti dominira. To defend what I believe, mo ti dominira. Mo ti lé téńté, bí àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yọ òṣùpá. Step down on my zone, shining like a star. I don't care what you think. It's your imagination. I am what I am. I'm free to live my dream. Mo ti dominira. To become what I wanna be. Mo ti dominira. Mo ti dominira. To defend what I believe. Mo ti dominira. I am free. Mo ti dominira. Mo ti bọ́. I am free. Mo ti dominira. Mo ti bọ́. Èdè mi ti já. Mo ti dominira. Mo ti bọ́. Èdè mi ti já. Mo ti dominira. Mo ti bọ́. I am free. Kò sí bá ṣe lè ṣe, you can't stop my shine. Ẹgbẹ́ jẹ́ ìràwọ̀, kò lè mọ́lẹ̀ tó ṣùpá. I only need me to believe in what I do. If I push a little higher, I can jump and touch the sky. Mo ti dominira, to become what I wanna be. Mo ti dominira. Mo ti dominira, to defend what I believe. Mo ti dominira. Mo ti bọ́ pátápátá, from believing I will fail. If I fail, I try again. If I fall, I rise again. I don't care what they think, because I know the God. I am what I am. I'm free to live my dream. Mo ti dominira. To become what I wanna be. Mo ti dominira. Mo ti dominira. To defend what I believe. Mo ti dominira. Ayé mi ti dá, wá ti gbé mi ga. I'm a free man now, èmi kan máa jọba. Confidence pẹ̀lú swag mi, wọ́n ti dọ́gba. Mo ti score many goals, mo ti di top striker. Ọ̀rọ̀ kan tí n bá sọ, yes na 1 million. Àwọn tí ò lówó lọ́wọ́, wọ́n máa pay attention. No dolly, no stopping, yes that's my mission. Fly like an eagle, so I got vision. Àwọn tó fojú di mí lánàá, wọ́n ti sá lọ. Bàbá ló gbé mi dúró, tí ó jẹ́ kí n jábọ̀. Free me now. Yeah, and the song goes, on and on like that. But what I actually want to, bring out from the song is you have to come to a point where you put the spotlight back on yourself. It's a time that you make a resolution that, you know what? You don't want to live in other people's shadow. You don't want to blend up with the crowd. You don't just want to, live that herd lifestyle anymore. Now it's about what do you want. Now it's about going for what you want. Now it's about being intentional about your choices. It doesn't have to be what everyone else is doing. It doesn't have to match, the lifestyle of everyone else. Now you have to find your own happiness. Ìdùnnú onídùnnú lọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wá ń lé kiri. Now it is time for you to find your own happiness. What are those things that make you tick? What are those things that give you joy? What are those things that make you happy? You have to find them out now. And be courageous enough, be bold enough to go and live. Ọjọ́ mélòó ló kù? Ó dáyé wá ni ó máa dáyé lọ ni o. So why are you so bothered about what will people say? Ó ti gbé what will people say yẹn títí. Now ó ti kanlẹ̀ báyìí. Don't stay down. Get up again. Don't see it as crisis. It's not a crisis. It's an opportunity for you to launch your life again. And this time to launch it the best way you can. Ó ti pẹ́ tó ti ń gbé ayé àwọn ẹlòmíì, nǹkan tí dáàdì fẹ́, nǹkan tí mọ́mì fẹ́, nǹkan táwọn ará àdúgbò fẹ́, nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ ń church, nǹkan tó ní ká má ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, nǹkan tó ọ̀gá mi fẹ́ ń bíṣẹ́ rẹ̀. Ìwọ gan ò tí ì gbé ayé tiẹ̀, ìwọ gan ò tí ì gbé ayé tó fẹ́. And that is what this phase of life is offering you. Ó ti kanlẹ̀ báyìí. So as you are looking back, I don't know what you are seeing, regret or fond memories. That is down to individual. And as you are looking forward, it looks bleak, it looks uncertain. You know your body's not like before, you can't run like before, you can't do this like before. Age is on your side, it is not on your side. Instead of seeing all those things, why don't you begin to picture the life you want and see around you things that you have to live that life? That is what this period is offering you. That's why I said circle the word crisis and put it on the side and focus on midlife, middle age. Your happiness has started to drop since the start of your, beginning of your adulthood. So ó ti kanlẹ̀ tán pátápátá báyìí. But do you want to stay down there? Or you want to pick yourself up and start to pick again? If you allow these complex emotions in this phase of life to overwhelm you, it's easy to slip into depression. So there are things you have to quickly come into acceptance with. Understand that certain things are inevitable. Age will come. And when age, comes, things will come alongside it. Know that we get to a time that you have to, give up certain things. You won't have them anymore. So gbogbo àwọn tó ń fún ẹ constant tó ń trigger ẹ, tó ń mú ẹ máa pẹ́ nínú face yẹn, tó mú ẹ máa ṣe nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ àti gbogbo ń pé kí ni lágbájá weekend tàmẹ̀dò máa tó fi wà ńlẹ̀ńlẹ̀ yẹn, then you need to get out of it. If you have partners that are understanding, you need to be, more open with them. Let them understand what you're going through. Communicate your feelings honestly, so that in their own bubble that they are thinking, oh, this guy is acting strange. Àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ náà wò báyìí pé ọ̀bọ̀ ẹ̀ ti fẹ́ máa feel pompous. Àwọn ẹbí ẹ̀ náà wò báyìí pé kí ló tiẹ̀ máa ń ṣe gan àti ẹ̀ mọ kinní kan. Àwọn kan náà wò báyìí pé ó dàbí ọ̀bọ̀ ẹ̀ ti ń mu drug. It's because they don't know the face of life that you are in. It's because they don't know gbogbo nǹkan tó ń lọ nínú agbárí ẹ̀. It's because they don't know the fear you have about the future. And some people, the only issue ni pé wọ́n kàn rò báyìí pé so gbogbo á máa kú báyìí. So àwọn máa kú. So àwọn máa fi ilé ilẹ̀ báyìí. Àwọn máa fi tọ̀hún lẹ̀. Ẹlòmíì kú ni. It's just the fear of death. The main issue ẹ̀ nínú period rẹ̀. But mo láyè láti sọ fún ẹ wípé gbogbo ara máa kú. Standard ni. So you just have to come to terms with it. Ṣùgbọ́n ikú ẹ̀ ò sí lọ́wọ́ èèyàn kankan. Tí ìwọ fúnra rẹ ò bá ti para ẹ o, with the choices and decisions you make, tí ìwọ fúnra rẹ ò bá ti para ẹ, ikú ẹ̀ ò sí lọ́wọ́ ẹnikẹ́ni. Tásìkò ẹ bá tó wà papòdà. And death is not the end of it. Death is just a tunnel that leads to the beginning of another existence. So, for some few months back, I've started, studying death, learning about death, trying to find out what happens to souls after we die. And some of the things I've discovered are scary but reassuring, such that I don't fear death. I don't. And when you don't, when life sometimes doesn't make meaning to you anymore, then go and understand death. When you understand death, life will have meaning. And that's why certain things don't make any sense to me anymore. That's why I don't struggle over certain things anymore. I'm not bothered, because I understand the 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 temporal nature of our existence here. And I look at people who out of folly are making permanent decisions in a temporal space. I see how they are, striving so hard, making permanent decisions in a place where they will be temporarily. To me, it's just foolishness. Ibi iṣẹ́ ayé wa, ibi ìsinmi kan wà tó bẹ́tà bí làálàá àti wàhálà ló wà níbí. But there's a place where souls returns to until they are summoned again to have another experience. So if that is your issue, you just have to, come to an understanding that it is normal. And it will happen when it has to happen. And when it happens, you realize how foolish you have been being scared of it. If your worry is, I want to feel it, they will be fine. They will be fine. That's life. So you don't, because of this, stop living. You just have to live. Take this opportunity to have another attempt at life. Gbogbo ntọ́kàn yín bá ń fẹ́ ṣe fún. Ó ti fi gbogbo ìgbésí ayé tó lò up till now fi pọ́n ẹlẹ́dàá ẹ̀ lójú. Inú ẹlẹ́dàá ẹlòmíì gan ò dùn sí. Because ó pọ́n ẹlẹ́dàá ẹ̀ lójú, kò dùn ẹlẹ́dàá ọ̀ nínú nígbà kankan rí. They would rather please other people, they would rather make other people happy and make themselves sad. Cause themselves grief. But look at your life. Enjoy yourself. Ntọ́kàn ẹ bá fẹ́ ṣe fún. Má wá wàhálà ayé mọ́ra ẹ lórí. Do everything possible to reduce billings. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ń tì sí yín tó ń dàbí pé tó bá ti lélẹ̀ wà happy, tó bá ti lè wà happy, tó yẹ kó lè think through fún ara yín pé are this thing going to pile misery upon me? Ẹlòmíì kòtò náwó àti kòtò bí tó ti gbẹ́ fúnra ẹ̀ ni ò jẹ́ kó lè narí síta láti gbé ayé tó fẹ́ gbé. If that is your situation, you just have to understand the first and the golden rule of a hole. When you are in a hole, you stop digging. Má gbẹ́ mọ́. Gbogbo tó ti gbẹ́ síta ẹ̀ máa wá bó ṣe máa rọ́ dí padà. And as you are filling the hole, you are gaining height. Until torí a fi yọrí síta tí wàá fi lè jáde nínú ihò yẹn. Or many people are in a hole and they continue to dig. You can't come out. Gbogbo ara máa gbá àgbélébù láyé o. Ṣùgbọ́n igi tí wọ́n fi kan àgbélébù yẹn, àwa fúnra wa la choose yẹn. So ẹlòmíì mú plywood, òun ló ní kán bá òun fi kan tòun. Ẹlòmíì igi mahogany tán ti rẹ sómi dáadáa tó ti wú, òun ló ní kán bá òun fi kan tòun. And this cross symbolizes our choices and decisions in life. They come with consequences. The consequences are the cross we carry. So tell me about gbé tiẹ̀ tó ń lọ fé. Some people are crumbling under the weight of their own cross. It's your call. It's your choice. You have the power to shape your existence. You have the power to create the life you want for yourself. Why not use it? If you need to speak to people, speak to people. Clear your mind, clear your head. Talk to people that you know can, point you into the right direction. Lighten yourself. It's only when you are light that you can fly. Tó bá ti wúwo ju ò lè gbéra. Shed some weight. And I don't mean, literally. I mean, burdens that you are saddled with. Shed some weight. Trim your circle. Simplify your life. Don't complicate it. Má dá sọ́rọ̀ ọlọ́rọ̀. Má máa dá síjà oníjà mọ́. Má máa yọjú sọ́rọ̀ tán pè é sí. Just let people be. And choose your path. Wọn bá máa tẹ̀lé ẹ, kò bá máa sọ náà bẹ́ẹ̀. Just go your own way. Find your own happiness. And stop chasing other people's happiness. This point of your life, if you are there at the moment, it's not a place you should be permanently. It's a dip, it's a temporary phase. Work your way out and go and live the best of your life. If you are not yet there, but you are nearing it, now you know what to expect. And this discussion, I hope, can guide you into how to manage this situation properly. Instead of suffering, you can actually, enjoy the moment and come out of it. And for those who are already out, I'm happy with you. I'm happy for you. Just keep rising, keep soaring. For those of us that are still in it, I'm a jáde. You must also understand, as I round up, that some situations would need time to be resolved. Kò kàn ní yá kíákíá bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Some will require you to set, a plan that you have to stick to and work títí tó máa fi jáde. For example, mo mọ nǹkan tí mo fẹ́. Mo dẹ̀ mọ nǹkan tó jẹ́ bí hindrance sí mi. So instead of, just being there in sadness and whatever, I come to realization that, I can actually set a plan and stick to that plan. Ọdún tó bá ti ń bá tó actualize plan yẹn. And in between, the universe can smile at me. I can experience a change of fortune that can shorten that time for me. Otherwise, I've set a plan, set some years. Hopefully, I stick to it. I will come out. Some things cannot be done immediately. Some things require time. Àìṣe rárá ni wàhálà. But when you can approach things step by step, little by little, tí èèyàn kan bá wá £1,000 nísìn, wọ́n bá fún £1 nínú ẹ̀, ó lè wò ó pé ó kéré. But the bigger picture ní pé ẹni yẹn ò ní di £1,000 mọ́, £999 ló ní ìdínsìn. But sometimes we want somebody that will just clear up the whole thing for us once and for all. Kì í rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà. Sometimes you have to, attack things in parts rather than as a whole. You apá, you ẹsẹ̀, your èékánná, your gbogbo ẹ̀. Before you know it, kò ń ṣodidi èèyàn mọ́. But folding your hands and watching until tí wàá tó lè kọjú sẹ́ni yẹn kì í kàn wà pẹ́ ń bẹ̀ o. That is what I have for you, my wonderful friends, tonight. And I hope you have, taken one thing or the other from the discussion tonight. I will put out the link, hopefully, for a few minutes. If anyone wants to join me in the studio to maybe add to what I've said, or I don't know, disagree, or is seeking more clarification on anything, that is the link. I'll put the link out. Just click on that link. Do one thing or two things that I asked you to do. The first thing is just put your name or whatever name you want to put and disable your video. And then you'll be with me in the studio here and I can bring you on. If you have anything to add, if you have anything to remove, if you are seeking clarification on some of the things I've said, that is the link for you to follow. I'll give it a few minutes if anyone wants to join me. Otherwise, we can call it a night. Right. Let me put the link. Right. Tí gbogbo ẹ̀ bá ti dákẹ́ báyìí, mo mọ̀ pé nǹkan ti sinmi sí àwọn èèyàn lára nìyẹn. So I'll just let people be and go and just go and think about it. Yes, Ada. While I'm still waiting, let me just.
ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrò ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nrọ̀ bá òrí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀ orí ẹni ní pé kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé. Tread softly dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Kíbi tí ẹ là tẹ́lẹ̀ ayé. Kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀. A ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣé rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rí inú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn má ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá wọ́n kì í lá tẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ a ò mọ̀nú ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe ṣọ́ra ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sítọ̀ fura pọ́sítọ̀ ti jẹ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ là tẹ́lẹ̀ ayé. Kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀. A ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ là tẹ́lẹ̀ ayé. Kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀. A ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tí a wà bẹ́lẹ̀ ayé. Àgbà tó ti fi tó mọ̀ ńlá yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀. A ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlà mi tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹ lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri. Àmì ìjọ wọ́n ti fi ọ̀rọ̀ bàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi ọkọ̀ tí ikú. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́.
Yes, thank you. Thank you everyone for hanging with me up till this time. Thank you for um, coming all the time to listen to my rambling. I'm Kwegbon Yaki Kwego. And I hope each time you come, you go back fulfilled. You go back with something added to your life. Until we meet again next week, Friday, in Tatima Summit here, Timo. But remain blessed and tell somebody about this show. God bless you and have a nice weekend. Ó dàárọ̀.